Hello, I am Eldon Dahl. I am the founder and CEO of Life Choice. I have a doctorate in natural medicine, and I have been in the industry for 30 years now into research and development. Today I'd like to talk to you about L-Tryptophan. L-Tryptophan is an essential amino acid, meaning that the body cannot produce it or synthesize it on its own, and it must be taken in from the diet. L-Tryptophan is essential for the body for so many reasons. It is a known serotonin releaser. You've experienced, if you've eaten turkey dinner, the effect of L-Tryptophan because it's a release of serotonin. It makes you sleepy, makes you feel relaxed. It calms the nerves. Tryptophan does a lot more than this. It does, actually, it's associated with several other things that serotonin release does. It's a natural form of serotonin, and it is on a pathway that does not need to be converted first. There are products that were brought to the marketplace like 5-HTP tryptophan, and that really came into effect because L-Tryptophan was not on the market. It was Schedule F at the time in Canada up to 2011, and Health Canada took it off Schedule F, and now it is available as a natural health product with a license. The other thing with L-Tryptophan is crossing the blood-brain barrier. What we use is a fermented form of L-Tryptophan. Fermented means that it is produced by a natural means by yeast, and it's allowed to form a culture as it's growing through enzymatic reaction. Uses up to 30 enzymes to produce a fermented amino acid like L-Tryptophan, whereas the others that are not fermented are using chemical extractions where you get anywhere from 3 to 7 enzymes. Now they could be the starting position from actual sewage sludge. You heard me right. Sewage sludge is where they use a starting position because it's a full component of all the amino acids where they can isolate the one amino acid, L-Tryptophan, for release. It's gross to me, or it's either produced from horsehair, human hair, or duck feathers. We use ours from a naturally occurring cane sugar. That's our starting position, and it's fermented. Of course, the price is different, but the quality is also USP pharmaceutical grade. Another thing about L-Tryptophan is crossing the blood-brain barrier. We have a barrier within our brain, and they are there for our protection. And unless we have, say, a way of access through that, our body does not allow the nutrients to pass through. Here is where L-Tryptophan needs adequate amount of B6 within the bloodstream. And so what we do with our product is we take it and we add B6. When you add B6, it will go and allow it to be passed through the blood-brain barrier, so you have no guesswork that your product is getting absorbed. And because we use a B6, we use the naturally occurring B6, P5P, pyridoxal 5-phosphate. This is the safest version of B6. Even infants can take this. So when you're taking L-Tryptophan, make sure you're taking it in a form that is by fermentation. Make sure you're taking it with adequate amount of B6. And make sure that when you're taking, you're not taking it with other amino acids or proteins, because what it will do is it will bind to these other amino acids and you will not have the effect of L-Tryptophan. It has to be taken as an isolate. So you take it on its own, empty stomach. And what I would recommend is those that need it for therapeutic applications. Health Canada restricts us to 220 milligrams, 1 capsule per day. Now, according to Dr. Eric Braverman, in the book Healing Nutrients Within, he goes into a lot of research. And this book I would highly recommend that you read on amino acid therapy. It's remarkable for treating MS and any nerve disorders or smooth muscle functions where you have the firing of the neurons are in trouble. So this is Parkinson's, this is MS, as I say. These conditions are very much improved because it helps the release and the firing of the neurons. And they recommend a higher amount, Dr. Braverman does in clinical studies, somewhere up to 1,200 milligrams a day. If you're going to take this higher amount, first bring the book to your natural health care practitioner and ask him about it, and find the great results. In clinical practice, I used to use tryptophan with wonderful results. So For your L-tryptophan, make sure it's USP pharmaceutical grade. Make sure that it is by fermentation and with B6. Thank you from Life Choice.